All right, Will, it was a tough weekend for the Mets here getting the split, but what do you think? Overall successful?
Yeah, I think in the big picture, it's a big success, actually, because I think Brandon Nimmo hit the nail on the head there when you say to yourself, hey, you're the Mets, you're heading into Philly after all you've been through to even get into the playoffs, and then after beating the Brewers, we're going to give you a 1-1 after coming out of Philly, heading into Citi Field. You do take that. He's absolutely right. The problem I have with that, though, is that you do not take blowing a 3-0 lead, right? That's the part where you say, wait a second, guys, we have a chance to do more than this, and so therefore that part of it's a missed opportunity. But is it a success? Yes, it's still a success because you're able to do something now that hasn't been done before in Citi Field history. That's go in there and clinch a playoff series. So if you're able to do that, I call that a success. If you're even in position to do that, I call it a success.
And not just, oh, if I told you you were going to come away from Citizens Bank Park 1-1, but if I told you that Zach Wheeler was going to pitch up to Game 1 ace, potential Cy Young every year, and you and the Mets were going to start Kodai Senga, who could only give you a couple innings, that would sound like, all right, well, maybe that's the loss. So to me, it's not just that they split those two games. It's that they were able to steal a win in that first game. And look, here's the positive spin on the second game for the Mets. Of course, the Phillies had that incredible walk-off win, but the Mets showed that they are never out of it. It's not like they got walked all over in one game and then they managed to sort of eke out another. They were in both these games all the way to the end, and that's impressive against this Phillies lineup in Citizens Bank Park. Even with the way that they ended their postseason last year, losing to the Diamondbacks at home and splitting these first two games, the Phillies still have an incredible home record, not just in the postseason, but this whole year. So it really is an impressive spot for the Mets to be in, to have split those games and with the pitchers that they were putting up against the Phillies' best two pitchers.
Yeah, understood, big picture, and I like the way you framed it, Will. Like, okay, if I were to tell you in Milwaukee where they were at, you take 1-1 going back to Citi Field, yeah, but then if I were to tell you 1-0 on Philly, 3-0 lead in the sixth inning, or 4-3 lead in the seventh, you'd probably want another win there. I think overall it is a great weekend for the Mets, but you hope that the squandered opportunity to really start to bury the Phillies doesn't come back to haunt the Mets.